pain, no gain, no grief, no strife. The struggle is over, guys. It is time to speak life. Y'all, did you hear what time I said it was? It's time.
What?
It's time.
What?
It's time to speak life.
Not strife.
All right, let's hit it.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is V. Speak Life. I'm the executive director and founder of Shifted Masterpiece Incorporated. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization serving and supporting domestic violence survivors and at-risk youth. And we are here tonight sponsoring the Speak Life show. So ladies and gentlemen, we have some great things in store for you on tonight. You won't guess who's in the building.
Come on with it. It's your boy, Pony Boy, the Big MC, 440 pounds, most definitely. I'm back, y'all.
All right.
All right.
Look, we have some new faces in the room. Listen, I want to introduce you
Come on with it.
to the one and only. She's an actress, an author,
What?
and an entrepreneur.
Getting those checks.
Get it? We have the fabulous and the lovely Miss Qweenmade here in the
Qweenmade
building
in
with
the
us.
building.
And guess what, y'all? She is our new co-host of the Speak Life show. Let's get it.
Qweenmade.
All right. I am Qweenmade, Atlanta's self-proclaimed fashion police. I'm working on the contract, Atlanta. I'm working on the contract. I am a master cosmetologist, also cosmetology instructor. What I strive to do is teach self-love, self-motivation, self-preservation, and this is what I do. And it is never about me, but always about you.
All right,
now,
come on.
come on.
We love it.
Qweenmade.
We love us some Qweenmade. And guys, listen, we have one more fabulous guest that's coming to join the show later on this evening.
They ain't ready.
One more guest. Did you guess who it is?
B, let me tell them who it is.
Come on with it.
Because I'm like a fat boy with the cake, you know what I'm saying? A kid in the candy store. Real hip hoppers in the building
Real
tonight.
hip hop.
hip-hop.
Like the real
One
hip
and
hop.
only SICKFLO, y'all.
Yes.
Did you say SICKFLO?
SICKFLO.
All right.
My man, he's on tour with Onyx right now. You know, he's doing his thing. I mean, the Cypher King. If you're a fan of real hip hop, y'all want to check his performance out tonight.
So you said Onyx. So the song that's stuck in my head right now is Slam.
Slam.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da.
Let the boys be boys. Yeah,
Yes.
man.
All right,
they still
all right.
doing the thing, man. SICKFLO here tonight, y'all.
So you guys stay tuned for a show. We have a really great show lined up for you on tonight. Tonight, we do want to pause and take a break and talk about sickle cell awareness. It is an ailment that plagues the African American community. And we have Miss Qweenmade, who's also a nurse.
Yes,
She's going to share some information about it with us on tonight. So Qweenmade, why don't you tell us how do you know so much about sickle cell?
Well, I actually have sickle cell disease. It's a disease that you're born with, and it is inherited from both parents. Each parent carry a gene, and what it attacks is the hemoglobin in your blood. That's what it attacks. And once it attacks the hemoglobin in your blood, that makes your cells sickle instead of round like they would normally be. And in that case, you have sticky cells that are going through your veins, and it's not sending much oxygen through your system. So you have immune issues. Sometimes sickle cell is mistaken for lupus and other autoimmune diseases, but sickle cell stands alone, and it is most prevalent in the African American society.
So Queen, how do we learn that we have it?
Most of the time you learn this from birth. There are blood tests, thank God. There are blood tests that are given to babies, African American babies, at birth. And they can detect if you have sickle cell disease or not. There's also sickle cell trait that you can have. You can have a trait of it. If you have the trait, that comes from one parent and not both parents. And with sickle cell trait, you do have the symptoms of the disease, but not the entire disease.
Oh, interesting. So, did you have any questions for Qweenmade about
I
it?
was just wondering, is it a disease? Because obviously, you know, you have multiple things going on. You getting those checks and everything. I was just wondering, is there any effect, you know, for your daily life, or are you able to function, or does it prohibit you from doing certain things?
It does have an effect on your daily life, as there's pain associated with sickle cell disease. Everybody's pain is different. Some people have a high level of pain, and some people have a lower level of pain. It just depends. One thing that people don't know is if you do have sickle cell, the disease, not the trait, there's a percentage that you may have. Some people may have 85 to 99%. And some people may have 100%. The 100%, the 95 to 100%ers are the ones that are always in the hospital. They're always getting the blood transfusion. They're always oxygen and potassium depleted. The ones that are 85% up to 95%, those are the ones that you see really thriving. You know, they get out there living life. They're suffering with the pain, the cramps, the low blood count, the depleted potassium, but not to the extent of someone who has a higher percentage of the sickle cell disease.
I was told that it also sometimes has you feeling so fatigued, you know, and it's hard to function. I've known a few people that actually are disabled because of sickle cell and the symptoms that they're experiencing. But I see you're able to thrive, and I'm sure that you probably have good days and bad days. And what would you say to someone who has sickle cell and you know they need to get out and continue to live life and not give up? What would your suggestions be for them?
Well, for me, there's many innovations in sickle cell disease now. There's stem cell transplant and also bone marrow transplant. And for me, I had a donor, a sibling donor, and it was a bone marrow transplant. And it doesn't completely take away the sickle cell. There's really no cure, but it's almost non-existent. But I do have, you know, the symptoms of pain sometimes, the cramps, the depleted potassium, the depleted iron. Most of the time you have to be on those supplements for the rest of your life. So my suggestion is that you get out there and continue to do what you do. Continue to exercise and eat right. My thing is eating right. You know? Continue to exercise and eat right, and live your life. Live your life. I have sickle cell. It don't have me. And that's how I try to look at it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now, those are great questions, especially from the social aspect of it. What do you think are some things that you can do as a couple? Are there any things that would hinder you from wanting to get married to someone else, or from a social aspect? Let's talk a little more about that. Friends, and do your friends understand the impact that it has on you when you say you're getting ready to go out, but what happens when you can't?
You know, me, I was not a big announcer. I've never liked to play the victim. And I realize in my older age that you do have to be honest about it. You have to just, you know, tell the person in your life, your significant other or your friends, that you do have the disease, but you don't want to be treated like you're an invalid or like you are a disease. But they definitely need to know, because there's times that you could have, you know, spells where you just pass out, or you know, you are in so much pain and they don't understand what that pain is. That actually happened with my husband. I didn't tell him that I had the disease when we were in the dating stage, and I had an episode, and he had no clue what to do. So I would just say, be honest about the disease if you have it, and, you know, tell the people in your life. You know, most of them have heard of the disease, especially if they're of the African American descent. They've heard of it, they understand it, and you want them to have a little bit more understanding. Okay, I may be in some pain, I might be going through some things, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what about for the small children? What about when they're in school and with the teachers and the administration, and then even other children? How did it impact you as a child while you were in school? Were your friends aware of what was going on with you?
My close friends were, you know, their parents, and they were. But for the most part, communication with the school system. My mother had great communication. They knew at any time she could show up, to check on me, and they were okay with that. She let them know from the beginning what was going on, and we really didn't have that issue with me in school. If I had to have some time out, which happened a lot, because this disease, for some reason, when you're younger, it really takes a toll on you.
Right.
And when I had to be out, they made sure that I got my homework and everything, and that I didn't fall behind. So they were pretty good about working with me on that.
Very good. Do you think there have been some changes over the time?
I know that there have been.
Yeah. So what type of improvements have you seen?
The improvements that I've seen are the medications that they give, the folic acids, the irons, and all that stuff. Because sickle cell disease, it attacks your organs. And if you're at a point where it has severely attacked your organs, then you won't be eligible for stem cell or bone marrow transplant, because it won't be any good. The organs are gone. You have some people that it has so severely attacked their organs that they have heart failure, congestive heart failure, lung disease, and different things of that nature. So I don't see that happening a lot with sickle cell patients of today, especially since 2004. That's when they really start introducing like the folic acids and the other medications that they can treat it with. They started using higher doses of potassium and things like that for the patients. So it really doesn't attack the organs the way that it used to.
Wow.
So it's been a lot of innovations in medicine.
Okay. Pony Boy.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have some more questions for Miss Qweenmade?
No, I mean, what you said, Qweenmade, is very informative, and I'm sure it's been beneficial to our viewers as well, And I just like to say I'm glad to see that you're thriving and living life, and not
Yes.
just like you said, you have sickle cell doesn't have you, and I think that's great, and I think you're a great example for anyone that's dealing with the disease right now, and letting them know that you could still have a
great life.
A great life.
Yeah.
A great life.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yes.
have to get out here in these streets, and I'm the fashion police.
Yes,
I have to
ma'am.
be able to get around and do what I do. So
Yes, ma'am.
I just make sure that I eat right, exercise, and take my
Yes.
medicine, and be very informative of what's going on with me.
Yes, you guys, we want to thank the lovely Qweenmade. We want to look online and see if we have any questions out here online, but I want to give a couple of shout outs. So I see Miss Tara Harris, Yannette Keith, Hubert Husband. Who is that? And then I have Miss Natasha Cha-Cha Martin. Yes. Okay, replay in the building. I have Miss Beverly Harrelson and Michelle Gordon Walker. You guys, thank you so much for joining us on tonight. We're not quite done. We have a lot of great stuff in tune and in store for you. We're going to take a quick break. We have a video that we want you to watch. It's a little more information about sickle cell anemia, and just for your awareness, we'll watch this quick video just so you can learn a little bit more for the visual learners in the group. And just take a look, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back in the building with two great people. We want to share with you Mr. SICKFLO, guys. We just talked about him a little bit.
What up,
Now, we
what up?
said we have known him for a long time, family. This is a hip-hop veteran, okay?
Legend.
A legend. Y'all ready?
We ready?
All right, let's turn the cameras on Mr. SICKFLO.
All right,
All
SICKFLO.
right.
What up, what up, what up?
What up? What up? Good to be
SICKFLO,
up in
what's
here.
good with you?
Good
What's
to
good
be up
with
in
you?
here, man.
Man, let me tell you, let me start off just by saying it's an honor, it's a privilege to meet you. You know, I caught you a couple of months ago in Duluth, Georgia.
All right.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a real hip hop fan. You know, when I say real, I'm about the lyrics, I'm about the music, I'm about the culture. And that flow that you did that particular night was really sick. So I salute you. I give you your props. You know, what you got going on right now?
Got a lot going on, man. Like, I'm touring with Onyx right now. You
Okay.
know, Fredro Star and Sticky Fingers, you know.
Yeah, the
Fam, the
boy.
100 Mad Fam. And then, you know, this guy right here on the side of me,
DJ
Q. We got the Atlanta
What's
Cypher.
up,
So,
Who
you know,
is that?
I think I
Atlanta
know
Cypher
who
is
it
hot.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We got Miss Chameleon, I-47, Tasia, and Daniel Lopez sometimes. That's a dancer that we
Okay.
like to showcase a lot. The man
Okay.
is hot. He's doing movies and everything. So, you know, Atlanta Cypher is the next move. You know, beyond the music part, you know, I like to just host that and show the public or show Atlanta and the world new artists.
Well, for those that don't know, tell us a little something about what the Atlanta Cypher is all about.
It's like a collective of different artists, you
Right.
know, rappers, singers, dancers, poets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're trying to get that whole flavor out there, you know,
Okay.
and show the public, hey, it's we can have a cipher with different, not just hip hop,
Right.
not just singing, we just like to put the whole thing together like a real cipher.
If,
a whole
if,
cipher.
if someone wants to get involved with it, what do they need to do? Or what?
Well, they gotta stay hip to us. They gotta go online, just follow us on the Atlanta Cypher on Instagram,
Okay.
and they'll see what's popping.
All right.
We,
that's
we
what's
try
up.
to keep something flowing at least every month right now.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
All right, so listen, the other young man that you see sitting next to Mr. SICKFLO is DJ Q.
DJ.
Listen, so I'm sitting next to a woman that he knows very well, and he knows her very well because they're married. We had them on the show once before, but this is Mr. DJ Q's wife, Miss Qweenmade. So, Miss Qweenmade, why don't you tell us a little more or introduce Mr. Husband? That's his real name. This is Miss Husband. That's Mr. Husband. Yeah.
Y'all, he's Mr. Husband to me also.
Yeah.
But that is the world famous DJ Q.
Right.
He's my husband and he does what he do.
Okay.
So he's
All right.
a part of the Atlanta Cypher. He's actually the official DJ.
Okay.
What I don't think that you guys do know is that he also raps.
Yeah.
DJ. All right.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hearing some of that and him getting back into it. And this guy is just an all-around musical guy.
Look,
Yes.
we want to hear some of that. Do you think he'll perform for us tonight?
Not tonight, not tonight.
Not tonight? Okay,
Drop
not
about
tonight.
16
But
Oh,
let me
plus
ask you a
tonight.
question, Qweenmade, because I'm looking at you, and when you started talking about DJ Q, you just lit up.
Yeah,
Wow.
You know what
that's
I
a
mean?
nice thing.
I'm talking about Black Love is
I
in
love
the
it,
building
Black
tonight.
Love.
You know what I mean?
Black
He
love.
excites me. Woo.
Hercules. That's what's up. DJ Q, you know I'm a huge fan, man. I mean, we had a chance to link up at V's Shifted Masterpiece open mic.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to open mic every
Shout
first
out to
Saturday.
open mic.
You know
Every
what I mean?
first
Matter of fact,
Saturday.
it'll be
This
this Saturday.
Saturday.
And we had a chance to hook up, and I mean, your skills. You just got mad skills.
Yes.
You put in the work. You know what I
appreciate
mean?
you, Black.
And I
appreciate
salute you, man,
Listen.
because you were getting down.
Yes, he had us dancing from the time he started with the
Yeah.
first song until after the party. So we had to, we shut it down.
He shut it down.
We shut it
We
down.
shut it down. We did. And I don't like the toot horns, but toot toot, babe.
All right, all right.
I appreciate the love, though.
Well, he said he's not gonna rap tonight, but if you get a chance, if y'all get a chance, you know, this Saturday in Lilburn, Georgia, Taste of Paradise, you have opportunity to see DJ Q put in work. And I'm talking about you don't want to miss it, you know?
That's right. And still, if you're catching this as a replay, we are doing this every first Saturday. It's sponsored by Shifted Masterpiece Incorporated and A Taste of Paradise. The address is 4805 Lawrenceville, Georgia, Lilburn, Georgia. I lied. Lilburn, not Lawrenceville, but Lilburn, which is actually south of Lawrenceville and west of Stone Mountain. So, all right, guys, that's 4805 Lawrenceville Highway, Lilburn, Georgia. And if you have any questions for DJ Q, SICKFLO, or our fabulous new co-host in the building, Miss Qweenmade, Pony Boy, the Big MC. How many pounds? We ain't worried about it.
440.7. Don't forget the 0.7.
Offer me. Listen, you guys, you can give us a call. Our number is 470-251-4343. Again, the number is 470-251-4343. Call Qweenmade, ask her any questions about sickle cell anemia. Call SICKFLO, Mr. DJ Q, Mr. Husband, or myself, and we'll answer some questions for you on tonight. Again, 470-251-4343. Now, DJ Q, listen.
Yes.
When I say we danced from the time you started with the first song until it was no end. It was the never-ending story, and I was so sad when it was over. Oh my God, I did not want it to end.
Yeah, it has to come to an end.
But what?
Just imagine being able to dance like that every day in your house.
Wow,
Yeah, see,
that's what's up.
Yeah, what I'm talking
That's
about
what's
is that
up.
love.
Replay.
Yeah.
That's
But
okay.
so do you two, SICKFLO, DJ Q, do y'all do something together?
Yeah.
You know?
How do you guys work together?
Man, we go way back first, you know.
We go back like, you know, hand and foot really, you know. I'm just gonna say this, you know, Flo keeps it real. He's a lyricist. He's a
Yes.
poet
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
You know, so the words flow, it's in his DNA because, you know, as you know, his son, it's official.
Yeah, true.
You know,
true.
Black, spelled S6 LACK.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's,
okay.
Pronounced black.
Yeah.
He was Grammy nominated
Wow.
twice.
Twice.
Okay.
Wow.
He has a couple of platinum records already under his belt.
New album out.
New album out.
East Atlanta Love Letter.
That's right. Love Letter.
That's the name of the album.
Yeah.
East Atlanta Love Letter.
East Atlanta
Black.
Love Letter. Y'all go ahead and cop that now.
Yeah. East Atlanta Love.
And let's
Letter.
not forget I-47. That's his other son.
I-47.
I-47
Wow.
on
Yeah,
Instagram.
one that's
It's
about
genetic. It's genetic.
It's in the genes.
It's in the
Yeah.
genes.
It's in the genes.
We love that.
But SICKFLO, I mean, are we gonna get the opportunity to see you perform tonight?
Yeah, I do a little
You do a
something.
little something,
I give
something
y'all a
for
little
us.
something.
Okay. Well, before we get to that, because we got about 34 minutes on the show, so we're gonna talk to you guys a little bit more. But one thing I want to share with you guys is what's going on at the bottom ticker. So, Pony Boy, is your name spelled right? How do you spell your name? This is my blood brother, by the way. I don't think I spelled your name right on the ticker. Is that right?
Oh.
I have VLADEMIR.
You have it spelled right, but
Oh.
it's a capital D in that V. You,
Oh,
you know
I
what
said
how
it looks
Mama
weird.
Did. You know how Mama did that.
Yeah, it was a little different, and I was wondering about that. But so, you guys, I hope you see everything scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We have a ticker here, so we have a few things going on. We're sharing with you the information about our open mic, how to get in touch with SICKFLO, how to get in touch with Qweenmade, and also how to get in touch with Vladimir. I call him Pony Boy. You guys call him Pony Boy too, so don't trip. That's his name, okay? Now, one thing we did not have is information for DJ Q, but we will put that, and you're going to be seeing a lot more DJ Q right here on the show. Now, coming up, we also have here at Status Network, it's going to be the official launch party for Radio Soul magazine. Y'all give it up for Radio Soul.
That needs a bell there. That needs a
Bing,
bell.
bing, bing. Let's see. That is going to be, we're going to have a media mixer. The media mixer is Sunday, November 11th from 3 to 6 p.m. right here at Status Network. Again, that's 3 to 6 p.m. on Sunday, November 11th. It's a media mixer. So if you That's you watching this show. If you are a TV, radio, podcast personality, come on out. We want to meet you. You can have a great show like this. Y'all love it, right?
If you
Say
want to
yeah.
eat, come on out.
Yeah, if you want to eat, come on out. So it's going to be free food. Look, don't tell everybody, but it's also going to be free parking.
Free parking.
That's important. You don't have to
And
pay
the
for parking.
ATL,
Hey.
And
free
guess
parking.
what? Jack also wants us to know this is most important. Okay? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Are you ready?
Come on with it.
The networking is free.
Yeah, this is the place to get in where you fit in, you know what I mean? And what's the number for them to call here? B, I want to know how y'all feeling about the show. You know, it's kind of late in the evening, but we want to know who's out there and who's watching the Speak Live show.
That's
so
right.
call in. What's the number, V?
The number is 470-251-4343. 470-251-4343. Now, we want to go back to Mr. SICKFLO. We don't want to spend a lot of time. We only have, listen, guys, he came to our show.
We got sick.
We are
It's an
honored.
honor. It's
We are
We got
honored.
SICKFLO, y'all.
We're really,
I
really
mean, think about
honored.
the name of the show, though. Why would I not come?
Wow.
Speak
That's
life.
what's up. That's what's up.
Speak
We
life.
love it. We
And you know, I
appreciate
had a
it.
chance to talk with SICKFLO in the green room and everything. And even though this man has reached legendary status
He's
in
so
the hip hop
humble.
game, he's a very humble
He is so humble.
gentleman. You know what I mean? And that's something that's rare.
Mm-hmm. So it's a little fragile in the room. It feels like an earthquake sometimes. So like all the things are like falling off of the table. So we have to remember that it's going to move or shake, and the turbulence keep coming. So my phone keeps sliding down, but it's okay. You guys with me? Where you at?
Come on with
You
it.
got quiet.
Come on with it. We're with you.
So listen, we have about 20 more minutes. Right before that, we're going to switch to a quick commercial break with our book, with my book. Well, it's everybody's book. This is Book for the People.
Y'all,
Okay?
let me just say this,
Oh,
V. Let me just say this about this book. I read this book in one night. I'm talking about this is a must-read book. Please purchase this book, read this book, you know, invite this book into your life, into your spirit. It just really did
Yeah.
something for me.
Yeah.
So, Queen, why do you say it's a must read?
It's a must read. Even for domestic survivors, people who have not had domestic violence in their lives. It's informational. They need to understand that this is real.
Yeah.
This is real. That's what it was for me. It was real. It brought it to life. It's something that people want to hide, you know. One time I think we were talking about they don't make the commercials anymore for
Right.
for domestic violence. They
Right.
don't have the shelters. And this is real. And that's what it did for me. It was just so real it made me want to just embrace people who are going through this or people who have survived this. This book is awesome. It's awesome.
It's
Thank
a
you.
page
It
turner.
is. It's a
Thank
page
you.
turner. It is.
Now, Pony Boy, you said it's a page turner. You read it?
And you're gonna find this funny, but Qweenmade, I also read this book in one day. You know what I mean? And it was very emotional for me to read it. You know, by V being my baby sister, and I mean just the honesty. You know, it allowed me to get a visual, you know, so to speak, as I was reading, and I couldn't put it down. And one thing about it, when you think about domestic violence, you think about, you know, tragedy and everything, but the way that you took this tragedy and turned it into triumph and what you're doing right now,
Thank you.
baby girl, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? It took a lot of courage for you to open up and write this book and for you to share it with the world, because just like Qweenmade said, it's a must read, not only for domestic violence survivors, women, men, anyone who's going through something. It demonstrates, you know, the fact you have the ability to come out
Thank
and
you.
come out strong.
Thank you.
know.
I appreciate
And
you
I
saying
love you,
that
baby
to me.
sister.
Thank
I'm
Can
you.
I
proud
ask
of
you
you.
a
Thank you.
question, Vladimir? As a brother reading this, that must have been very hard because, you know, even if we know that our family members are going through something, we're not there for every moment. And this book was like, I mean, it was like she was coming to my house. You know,
Yeah.
in the beginning of the book when she was describing going to your mother's
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
You know, it's like you could feel that, you could see that. You know, you were
Right.
there. I mean,
It really, to answer your question, Qweenmade, it impacted me because of the fact that I didn't know what was going on, and I felt like I let my baby sister down. I saw different things, you know, that I just ignored or didn't really, you know, because she didn't tell me anything. And to be honest with you, you know, I'm the type of guy, I stay locked and loaded for my family, and this is my baby sister, and so it was a difficult read. It was difficult to digest all this, but what made me able to put all that aside is because of the fact that my baby sister told me, you know, she didn't want to see me go to prison. You know, she knew what I would do, but the way that she's come out on top, you know, she never plays the victim or anything, you know what I mean? She shows that she has victory.
yes.
And that's what allowed me to be able to read the book and continue, because I'm watching my baby sister do her thing, y'all. This is my baby sister. She's really doing her thing. Y'all really need to read this book.
Bless
Yes,
you.
get the book, read the book.
Read the
Because, yes, throughout a near-death experience, look what we have. We have a beautiful woman here
Oh, bless you.
speaking life.
Bless you.
Not
You know,
strife.
Not strife.
strife.
So one of the things that I keep hearing, some people say they don't want to read it, or they're not quite interested in hearing about it because it seems like it's so scary. But SICKFLO and we have DJ Q, they're lyricists.
Right.
So a lot of people as lyricists, they'll come in and they'll write out their story. So was it absolutely therapeutic for me? Absolutely. It was therapeutic, but I did not write it more so for myself. I wrote it for the voice of the voiceless.
Right.
It's so many people that will not share their story,
Right.
are experiencing this and don't even know that there's a term for it and there's help and assistance for it.
Right.
So again, this show is sponsored by Shifted Masterpiece Incorporated. We're 501c3 nonprofit organization serving domestic violence survivors. So if you or anyone you know needs help with assistance with domestic violence or being a survivor, or if you need to get out in a safe manner, call this number. It's 470. I'm lying. Don't call Status Network, okay? Don't call Status Network. Call 1-800-799-SAFE. Again, the number is 1-800-799-SAFE. Now, I was asking SICKFLO and Mr. DJ Q as lyricists and also as spoken word artists. Listen, the first time I heard you guys, oh my gosh, they're so amazing, family. They are absolutely amazing, and then the sound of their voice and the details they have in it and just putting it all together, it just sounds so great, right? I'm not a lyricist. I try to do what I can do because I'm inspired by my niece, She Farrell. You know, She Farrell can really put it down for us. But listening to SICKFLO, who's in the building, he's in the building, and on the Speak Life show, and we're going to listen to some things from him. But can you share with us how your writing and your being a spoken word artist, hip hop artist, veteran, and rapper, how does that help you with anything that you're experiencing in your life?
Well, like you said, getting it out, you know, so you can be a voice to the voiceless.
Yes.
That's what it's really all about. Like anything inside of you, I believe you have to get it out. You know what I mean? You can't hold it in. Like that. My most creative moments were always the same. Like if I was going through something, whether if it was a good time or if it was a bad time, I'll write about it. And when I write about it, it's like there's a release. But then there's somebody on the other end listening like, man, that song that you wrote, it did something for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if it's a party song, somebody can listen to it and totally perceive it a total different way.
And I know that has to be extremely gratifying to know that your lyrics help someone, you know, and someone can come to you and be like, hey man, this song, man, I was feeling down or going through something and I listened to your song and it really made a difference, you know.
It's all seed. It's all seed.
You know, it's just impressive to me that this young man he's passing this down, you know, the line.
Right.
To
That's
his
what
son.
that's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, you got a whole room full of lyricists.
Right.
You know, his son Black, he has a song Switch.
Okay.
And you know, we were talking about how things can be therapeutic through song and through writing it down. Boy, if you listen to Switch.
Okay.
Boy, I tell you, it's about switching lives with someone. You think, you know,
that's interesting.
Yes, it's just awesome. So, you know, he's passed all of this talent down, you know,
Okay,
to
so
two sons.
to switch lives with someone, is there anyone you, Mr. SICKFLO, that you wish you could switch with?
That's funny. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I love it.
But
I love it.
but there are a lot of people that I admire. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like one of the top, which is probably a lot of people's top, is Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
his whole lifestyle and how he speaks life.
Yes.
He just shows his life,
He shows it.
and it's very positive. And you have a whole lot of other creative people that are out there that don't do that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and he's well off. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
That's
most
true.
people, when they're well off, it's kind of like they do something totally different.
Yeah.
You know? But he's proven that you could be positive and you can be wealthy and you can share that wealth.
Yes.
So what keeps you grounded?
Life.
Mm.
I mean, like, I always want to be that person that, because I've been low, you know, and I've been in the middle, and I've had high points. And life is kind of like this
Yeah.
sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even
Yes,
when
it
you reach
is.
a high point, it's still a wave, you know. So I just learned how to ride the wave, and I feel like above all things, God, I have to say that God keeps me grounded,
Yes.
because I wouldn't have life without him.
Without
And
him,
then
that's right.
I have family. You know what I mean? So my family keeps me grounded, because my mind, the way I think, I always want to do something to make them proud. You know, from a wife down to the kids, and from the kids back on up, my cousins, just everybody. I always want to be that person that if they see me, they see something that can help them or inspire them.
Okay. So go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, SICKFLO. Listening to a lot of the younger artists today, you know, and you hear people talk about mumble rap, this, that, and the other. I just want to know, how do you feel about the status of hip hop by you being a hip hop legend? You know what I mean, and been in the game for a while. How do you feel? Where do you think hip hop is at right now?
Well, I do feel personally that a lot of the elders shouldn't be so offended. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's a different wave right now.
Right.
What we may not understand, which, I mean, if we take some time, I will actually get it.
Right.
But they have a totally different, it's a totally different generation. They hear different, they speak different,
Right.
and I just learned how to embrace what, you know what I mean? I don't like everything that I hear.
Right,
Some of
right.
it I'm like, that's garbage.
Right.
But there's others that I'm like, okay, I get it. But I had to sit and listen and not be judgmental or get offended immediately and be like, and I'll listen and I'm like, man, this is kind of hot.
And
So-
oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. So having a famous son, do you think that kind of gave you an understanding of what some of the younger artists today are dealing with or going through?
Well, my son inspires me other ways. I think that just paying attention to life and studying people helps me. You know what I mean? Like, I think about how we would look at somebody that's young and say, well, what you know about love? You only 15 years old. But then I think back to when I was 15 years old, I felt like I was in love with somebody.
Exactly.
And then splitting with that person, feeling that pain for years, nobody could have told me that wasn't love.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
Exactly.
So I just think that we should, as the elders, look at hip hop, look at the people in hip hop, and not run the other direction and say, y'all trash. We should actually talk to them. I think so many of the older guys are like, man, let them do what they do. It's a young man's sport. I'm like, not as long as I can write, it's the sport that I'm in. you know. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give up. I'd rather keep doing what I'm doing, get on the status that they can say, you know what, I'm feeling that guy right there.
Right,
I can
right.
talk to him.
Yes.
You know, versus
You know, yeah, I appreciate you saying that. And then even She Farrell's made me realize transparency, resiliency, and being open enough to be able to be that voice. She has a tiny frame, but she's so powerful in her delivery. And one of the things that I'm sharing, and the reason I'm talking about her so much is because we have open mic coming up, and during our open mics, we it's just a time for you to express yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Through comedy, through song, through spoken word, any form of entertainment, we take it all. But SICKFLO came to our very first one. I mucked up his name like so bad, it was horrible. But he still came back in and he followed me. He said if we ever send him a friend request, he'll follow us back. And I think that's just so cool. It just shows the level of humility of a person of his stature, and also of just where he is in life. And I absolutely appreciate it. But then thinking of our young people, one of the things that you just said is that we have to, I'm switching your words around a little bit, but this is my interpretation, is that we have to meet them where they are.
Yes.
And it's not just our young people, it's people. It's people that we have to meet them where they are in life. It can be in any form, because you'll run into people that are, you gave an example of Will Smith earlier, so you'll run into people the same way, and they won't talk to you. They think they are above and beyond who you are, and will not share a word. Exactly. So when you're working and dealing with people and you have that big of a platform, do you think we have a responsibility to the people, or do you think it is what it is?
I believe we definitely have a responsibility. I see it, and I hear a lot of artists say that's just not my thing. However, you have the platform and people are watching you. Like I tell my youngest son a lot, you're going to get higher and higher in the industry, and as you go higher, you have to remember that you are an example. You know, you have to remember that people are watching you. Somebody's your fan. Like somebody's a fan of you. Somebody is going to follow you.
Yeah.
So you have to always think about what you're writing. You know what I mean? I never tell him what to write, but if he let me hear something, he's like, so what you think about this? And I'd be like, yeah, I like that. That's dope. But this is what I would do different, not telling you to change it, but this is what I want you to think, like universal.
Right.
Think about, if you're going to go on a television show, if you have to change your whole song around, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you want to already be prepared.
Be prepared. Yes.
So I just feel that, man, it's kind of sad. I've met a lot of people out there that are well off and doing great, but they feel like they have no responsibility.
This is one of the things, I don't think you know this. SICKFLO and I, we're friends through DJ Q, and I don't think you know that I'm just like a huge fan, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Just like a huge fan. Like I tell everybody, you know, a hip hop, you know, my favorite hip hop artist is SICKFLO. And they're like, why? And I want you to know why. Because you have kept it clean, you know, and you do talk about things that are relevant, and you're not arrogant and, you know, all puffed up. And all of those things right there are very important and, you know, very attracted to you know, worldly people.
Right.
And you have to remain humble. You meet people sometimes who are not that famous, and they got their nose turned up and won't even speak to you.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
So I really love that about you. You know, your humbleness, and then you are like a raw artist. I really love that about you.
I appreciate that.
And it's evident in the way that you carry yourself, and it's also like that with you, DJ Q. I mean, by you being a legend in the game and everything. When I met you, I mean, you were so down to earth and everything, and your skills really impressed me. But I want to ask you a question, because a lot of people in the hip hop industry have forgotten about the DJ. You know what I mean?
Wow.
What is it?
Wow.
Wow.
What is it about you, DJ Q, that you have the ability to let it be known that the DJ is here?
Well, first thing I gotta say about that, shout out to all my DJ family.
Shout out to the DJs.
You have to stay relevant.
Right.
Yes.
It's a lot of changes, like SICKFLO was referring to about the age. One of our producer friends, James Worthy, talked about bridging the gaps.
Right.
DJs have a responsibility as well, because a lot of people say that the new stuff is whack. Well, we had some whack stuff back in the days too.
True.
We did.
You know.
We did.
And we probably still calling them whack to this day. but at the end of the day, it's variety,
Right.
and it's change, and we have to embrace it.
Right.
You can't, it's just my opinion, you can't go out there and think that, you're just going to play 80s and 90s hip hop and that's it, unless that's your zone, your lane.
Right.
You stay in your lane, cool. But if somebody calls you to do, some modern pop,
You gotta be
they're not
ready.
gonna call you. You have to be versatile.
Right. Right.
That's what that's my thing. I came up New York City listening to AM radio, Elton John, Earth, Wind and Fire. It was a very eclectic environment.
Right.
So I kept a lot of that. I have the Caribbean roots and Panamanian. Shout out to Panama, to my people in Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway. So that's what we do. And Atlanta Cypher, segue to that, is eclectic as well. So we just try to include a little bit. And Tasia, we have an artist. Her name is Tasia.
She's like that fire emoji.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we got a little bit of the new, and then Tasia comes out and hit him with the old school, and everybody just
And she's young.
loses it.
Okay.
And she's young. So
You put in work at Shifted Masterpiece Open Mic, and I also caught you at Bar Chicks in Duluth and with SICKFLO and everything. But the way that you did your thing, man, I was just like in awe. I was sitting there and everybody, shouts out to Savannah, Georgia, the Seaport City. Everybody
Seaport.
in Savannah knows that I'm somewhat of a hip hop legend in Savannah.
Y'all didn't know
I
about
used
it.
to
Y'all
get
didn't
down
know
in the
about
early
it.
80s and everything. And so I'm a huge fan, and I salute both of you guys. But it's just the way that you kept the crowd moving,
Yes.
the venue, and I mean it was just good. And I'm hoping that we have folks that turn out this Saturday.
This
for open
Saturday,
mic.
yes.
And where's
It's
that address?
every first Saturday, guys. 4805 Lawrenceville Highway, Lilburn, Georgia. Again, 4805 Lilburn. 4805 Lawrenceville Highway, Lilburn, Georgia. At a Taste of Paradise. It's a Jamaican restaurant. Come grab a quick bite to eat. The
Yeah,
food
man.
is delicious, and DJ Q is gonna be in the building one more
and
again.
get you some curry
Yes.
goat while you're there.
Yeah, we start at 7:30. Right now the show is free, but not for long. So come and get it while you can. All right. So we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and guys, when we come back,
Not SICKFLO.
Listen.
Not SICKFLO.
girl, it's gonna be SICKFLO, honey.
Fire.
Straight up fire. Are you ready? Well, let's go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Can't wait.
Watch this.
right there? Okay, good. I'm gonna be right here in the camera. All right. Okay. Just a little bit more. Here, a little bit more. Yeah, about right there. About right there. Break it down. I'm gonna try. Listen.
Flow still mean with it. 100 man scene with it. Regime supreme spirit. Rasta like, shut up like, I'm got a lot for life. Who's out? I got a mic. You wonder like this. I bring the thunder, frightening this. The life idol, no recital. I will spit, strip this idol. Like a revival hit. Burning this game like a pit. Ripping to pieces. You scream Jesus. Shh. Fire on the set. Get your hide in the back. No higher in the back. Love wire. You don't want that. Smack your empire. Take it empire. Break it empire. Straight. I've been on 20 years. You can't relate.
Go on,
Run. Sick flow. Sick flow. Sick flow.
Uh-oh. We're back. We're back with no technical difficulties on my behalf. Let's run it. I'm with it. Are we still Facebook Live, y'all? We still Facebook Living? All right. I'm here. I created a dilemma, but now I'm back. So check it out. Yeah. One of the illest on the scene, sick, clean, flow still mean with it. Whole team hitters, 100 man scene with us. Regime of supreme spitters, red beam, Prata like, shot the type, like. I'm the kind of rider for life. Who's hotter when I got a mic?
Let's go, Rick.
None y'all, lyrical wonder, lightning spit. I bring the thunder, frightening it's delightful idol, no recital. I will spit and strip your title lit like a revival hit. Gripping this game like a pit, rip it to pieces. You scream Jesus. This brother right here's the quiet on the set, fire on the set. Get your higher in the map, no higher in the vet. Retiring your best bonfire, live wire. Nah, you don't want test. Smack your umpire, take your empire, break your entire straight. I've been a boss 20 years plus. Really, yo, you can't relate. They say I'm old, but they don't know the code and you don't know what I'm made of. I'm beastly, I'm a different species. I'm a Mac, you're a PC. Run away, bruh. Go on, run. Run. And let me tell you who I am. One of the greatest alive. One of the greatest is I. If you don't know the name is SICKFLO. I got it, you can't deny. Smack your posers, I'm back to flow and pause. I rap ferocious, impact the most because indeed I'ma feed them, seed and lead them. I'm free to beat them, but believe I need them. I need them to freedom, relieve them all. But they ignore these bars. Riding around and I'm spitting it. Pound for pound, no one's equivalent. Round around, I stay ripping it. Omnivorous, I deliver this. I've been in it, so I flow. So sick penmanship, not the local. It's global, like a mofo. On DC, stay on go. Imagine I got gadgets in the passion. Golden like Cassius, so I'm flashing. My task is to be like Cassius, spit the fastest. No passing. My zone is a rhyme zone like a crime zone. Got my eyes on the prize, got to get my rides on. Climbing, redesigning the climate. The world been crying for hip hop. Well, I'm it real spit. Point blank period. Fast and furious. This joint serious. And for the curious, been in the game with my pen in the game. I'm bending you lanes. I'm coming for the crown now. Wait. Let me break it down. SICKFLO.
Come on, son.
SICKFLO.
Let's go.
SICKFLO. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Now say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Yeah. They say I'm old, but they don't know the code and you don't know what I'm made of. I'm beastly, I'm a different species. I'm a Mac, you're a PC. Run away, bruh. That's what's up, y'all. Y'all follow me now at SICKFLO 100 Mad. One of the greatest alive. One of the greatest is I. If you don't know the name is SICKFLO. I got it, you can't deny. Yeah. SICKFLO. Yeah. SICKFLO. 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 Yeah.
Listen, we are absolute group. Well, I'm a groupie.
You's a friend.
Well, thank you so much. We are really thankful for having you on today. And we want to thank you, audience, for staying live with us for the night. Welcome back, Pony Boy, the Big MC, Vladimir.
Back in the building.
Back in the building, Miss Qweenmade.
The new co-host.
Our new co-host. We have DJ Q in the building still. And also SICKFLO. You guys, thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you Saturday at Open Mic. Have a good evening.